welcome back to AZ Off Grid. It is Wednesday, August 5th, 6 p.m., 82 degrees. The high today was 86. So a little bit cooler today than it has been the last couple of days. There's a wasp over there. A really big one, and he's bright, shiny blue. Let's see if I'll come back over here. Let's see if I can sneak up on him. I don't want to get any closer. Where is he? I can't see him on the camera, but he's right in front of me. There he goes. It's like shiny, shiny metallic blue. It's pretty big. I don't want to mess with him. Okay. It's been extremely windy today. I have been fighting the wind, and when the wind dies down, all these dang flies come out and just attack me. So it's been a pain. I've been working on the solar today. I got 3 of the panels, I guess, installed. Right over here on the end. So that's how it's going to look. I did do the bracing on the front here also. Actually, I did that before I installed these panels. I just want to make sure I had this stability from east to west here. And nothing goes to waste. I mean, this right here that I use for the backing, that is the cutout from one of the vents on my shipping container. So that was shipping container. Now it's solar panel mount. This I cut down into strips was a long boxed piece of really poor quality steel framing for one of the boxes that one of my kids' dirt bikes came in when I purchased it online. It showed up in a big crate, and that was part of the framing to keep the crate from collapsing. That's probably been about 4 years. I just had it laying around up here. I knew I was going to use it at some point, and there it was. So I used it for the bracing. Really helped. Without the bracing, sure enough, this was sagging pretty low. But as soon as I put the bracing on, look, it's holding it nice and strong. Really solid. I mean, I'm pulling on it and it's not moving. So, worked out pretty good. I did not wire up the panels yet. They're just sitting there disconnected. I'm going to go ahead and do that tomorrow when I disconnect all the wiring from all the panels and get it wired up the right way. And then on this one's going to be a little more challenging. For one, it's a lot higher up off the ground than the first string is, and I'm going to probably just remove this whole these 2 panels here, just take them up out of there, take them over to my makeshift workbench over there, and figure out how I'm going to add another panel to the end here and make it secure, I guess. So we'll see how that works out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'll figure something out. I always do. Yeah. Other than that, it's been extremely windy, a little warm, and the bugs come out and play when there's no wind. I planted some seeds I don't know if they're going to make it. I waited kind of long to put them in dirt, but my mother brought me back some pine cones from Northern California. She thought they were ponderosa pines, but after looking at the pine cones and the size of the seeds, and I mean, when you just shook these pine cones, seeds were coming out like crazy. But they were huge, huge seeds, way bigger than ponderosa pine seeds, and the pine cones were massive. So I don't know what kind of tree they are, but I started them from seed in that little Tupperware container down there. Same thing I always do. I soak them in water, in a cup of water for 24 hours, and then I throw them in wet paper towel in a similar container to that, and just set them on the counter in the kitchen. And after a few days, they start to germinate. I had 5 of them germinate out of like probably 15. They're kind of old, but I should have put these in dirt sooner, and I didn't. So there's one right there. Doesn't look too happy. And I've got another one in here somewhere. There it is right there. And then I got another one here. And I put 2 in this one. There's one here in the middle, right there, and another one somewhere. There it is right there. Anyways, we'll see. The roots didn't look too good. I let them grow a little too long in that Tupperware container. And I think they got a little too much moisture. And the tips of the root started looking kind of brown. It's not good, but we'll see. See what happens. I've got a ton more at home. They brought me a whole bag of those pine cones, and they're just full of seeds. So when I want to start trying to grow whatever kind of pine tree that is, I'll keep on top of it, not let it go so long in the germination process. So I'm confident I can get those to grow whatever they are. I'm not big on personal safety when I'm working here at the off-grid property. I don't ever wear gloves when I'm working typically, unless I'm working a shovel for hours or a breaker bar, something like that. But today I had to use some earmuffs that I bought. Just pulled them out of plastic today. I was cutting this metal with the grinder, and I got this metal cutting wheel, and man, that sucker is loud when you're cutting that metal. My ears were ringing after I made like 3 cuts, so I had to put those muffs on. And probably should have been wearing gloves, although it probably wouldn't have made any difference. But I grabbed one of them pieces of metal right after I cut it, didn't even think about it, and I burnt my finger right in the joint. Perfect place. That's how you learn. Pain is a good teacher. That's about it. Haven't done much else today that I can think of. I didn't wash any clothes because I wanted to get the solar kind of squared away, up and running, before I ran it, though, the dryer again. So, yep, all in all, been a pretty decent day, just hot, and I'm a little sore. I've been kind of busting my butt these last few days and haven't stopped to take a break, and I'm starting to feel it. So I'll probably take it easy tomorrow. I'm just gonna get that other panel installed over there in the back, and then probably just wire that all up and probably be done for the day. Just so there's not any confusion, I don't know if there was in the last video, but I'm not doing all of this in series. I'm doing each string in series, and then I'm going to parallel this string to that string. So there is going to be some parallel in there, just not a whole lot. Again, before I had them, well, they're currently, these two are series, and then paralleled to the next two, which are in series, and then paralleled to the next two, which are in series. Same thing for the front. That's how I've had it wired. So I'm going to end up getting 140 volts when I put all these in series. And I'll keep the amperage about the same, which is about 100 watt panel. Yeah, it's about 5.5 amps, I believe. I can't see it. Sorry guys, if you're looking at the sky, I can't see it. Let's see. Yeah, 5.29 amps. So in theory, that whole string will end up being 5 point whatever amps. And then same for this string. You parallel them, they'll end up being about 10.5, 11 amps. At 140 volts, the benefit to that, I'm not going to have any shade here other than that stupid antenna pole, which I'm probably going to take down and move because it's not getting me any better signal. It's been pretty poor lately. So there's no shade over here, so I don't have to worry about low voltage due to shade. But the benefit to putting all these in series is you're going to have very little power loss through the wire up into the charge controller because of the low amperage. Once it gets to the charge controller drops the voltage, raises the amps to charge the batteries. I've got a pretty thick gauge wire that I'm running over to the charge controller from the panels anyways. I think it's a 6 gauge. So it's plenty for the 10 amps or 20 amps, whatever. Plenty thick for that. So I think it's going to work out pretty good. If it doesn't work out good for me, I'll just go ahead and rewire it. I'll wire it back to putting a little more parallels in there and less series. I don't see why it'll make much of a difference though. So yeah, I might install those vents tomorrow too. We'll see how I feel. But other than that, it's been a pretty nice day. Haven't seen or heard of anybody in days. Haven't seen any animals. So it's just been quiet up here. Very quiet. Just me and Sadie, huh? And the damn flies. So, alright, that's going to do it for this one. I think we're done for the day working on stuff. So we're gonna chill, probably go for a little bit of a walk. You wanna go for a walk? Yeah, you wanna go for a walk. I caught her wandering off today. Started wandering off that way to the fence. And she can get through that fence, and I kept calling her and she wouldn't come back. She kept getting further and further away. So I had to kind of go after her. So I don't know what she was doing over there. She probably smelled something, some kind of animal. But, all right guys, I'm gonna get off here. We're almost at 15 minutes. It's long enough for today. So you guys have a good evening. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next video.